Finger technique is an incredibly useful tool in drumming, and in today's video I'm going to share with you 5 killer exercises that will help to develop your speed, control and endurance, helping you unlock more ideas on the drums and strengthening your overall technique and facility. The first 2 exercises focus on building fulcrum stability and strength, which are both fundamental parts of finger technique. Exercise 3 is all about evening out your strokes to achieve a smoother roll when putting the hands together. Then exercises 4 and 5 work on developing speed and endurance. I've created a free PDF containing all the exercises in this video, so hit the link in the description below to grab that, and let's dive in. For the first exercise, we're going to work on strengthening the pointer finger and the thumb, which will create a strong foundation for finger technique. First, start by gripping the stick with the first finger and the thumb. Aim the stick straight up towards the ceiling. We are then going to rotate our hands back towards us and slightly widen the gap between the finger and thumb. You want the stick to be slightly past 0 degrees, and this is our starting position. Now, using the pointer finger and the thumb, generate a stroke by twisting the 2 fingers. Try not to use the wrist here, as we want to isolate the fingers to develop strength and control. The goal is to play one note on the pad, and then have the stick rebound back to the starting position with minimal movement. Repeat this motion, pausing in between strokes for a few minutes. This is a great warm-up exercise and will create a strong foundation for smooth, fast finger strokes later on. Some troubleshooting tips. First, if you find the stick is not rebounding back, this could be due to not generating enough force initially, so the stroke is too slow and won't get enough rebound to make it back. So try giving the stroke a bit more force up front. It could also be due to not relaxing the fingers after the stick makes contact with the pad, as this will get in the way of the stick and slow down or stop the stroke completely. So as soon as you've given the stick enough force to play the stroke, relax the fingers and let the stick do the work. Another common issue is the stick wobbling around. This is normal if you're new to finger technique, and it will take some time to develop the muscles to stabilize the stick. I find most of the time students have trouble catching the stick. A great tip is to always try to go slightly back to that negative angle, as this will stop the stick trying to escape out the sides. The other thing is to move back when catching the stick, when you return to the starting position. This is the same as catching a ball. We don't brace ourselves and just take all the force. We move back slightly with the ball to soften the impact. So have a play around with this, and this should also help to stop the stick wobbling. The next exercise is playing single finger strokes in a slow, isolated motion, which is great for smoothing out the timing when alternating strokes and developing finger technique. Start with the stick at around 90 degrees to the playing surface with all 4 fingers and the thumb gripping the stick. Hold the stick in a relaxed and loose manner. Now, we are going to use the fingers to generate a stroke and aim for the stick to return to the same 90 degrees starting position. We will pause here and then do the same with the other hand. Once this is comfortable, add in the metronome starting at 100 BPM and play every second quarter note. So we will play beat 1 with the right hand, have a beat of silence, then play beat 3 with the left hand, and then another beat of silence. The beat of rest in between gives you time to analyze each stroke and make sure the timing is equal between the hands. If you find your finger strokes at faster tempos sound a little uneven, this is a great exercise for cleaning up the timing. Once that's feeling comfortable, you can increase the tempo until you are playing constant motions with both hands, i.e. not having that stationary pause after each stroke. I think this is a great exercise for developing a smooth and even finger technique roll, which will build a great foundation for those faster tempos. Exercise 3, we are going to start developing speed, but also focus on evening out our hands. This is a great exercise if you have one clearly weaker hand. We are going to play unisons with both our fingers. The goal here is to make it sound like one hand is playing and to avoid flams. If you hear flams or double hits, it means your stroke timings are off or your hands are doing different motions, i.e. starting from different heights or playing at different speeds. Start at 80 BPM playing eighth notes. This is a great medium tempo to start at. You might be able to iron out any inconsistencies by making micro adjustments on the fly. Then when the strokes are sounding even, practice drilling in this feeling for about 5 to 10 minutes. If you still can't figure out why it doesn't sound even, use a mirror, as that will offer a different viewpoint which might help to point out those inconsistencies. If you still can't see what's causing unevenness, then I'd recommend recording your technique on a smartphone, then watch back in slow motion to see what's happening. I often do this at faster tempos to check the timing and technique is the same from both hands. Unisons is a great way to build finger technique and has plenty of uses on the kit. Next, we have a great exercise for developing speed with the fingers. This one gives both the hands a go at leading the single strokes. So we have 8 16th notes followed by 4 8th notes. 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander, 3 and 4 and. The sticking is right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, 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 right. Then we switch to the left lead and we play left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, 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 left. This is great because you switch the lead while the other hand is still playing. Start slowly around 70 BPM. And once that's comfortable, work the speed up from there. Once you get your head around the sticking, this is a really great exercise for pushing those speed barriers. Lastly, we're going to target our top end finger speed with 8-note bursts, starting with the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then switching to the left. This is perfect for higher tempos because you can focus on one hand at a time without worrying about alternating. Work your way up, and when the tempo gets really fast, you can play an 8-note burst from each hand and then have 1 bar of rest in between. This will give you a little rest in between. Don't overexert yourself too much, but this can be a really great exercise for trying to push those speed plateaus when it comes to finger technique. So you can integrate these exercises into your practice sessions to improve your finger technique, speed, and control. But if you find you're still having issues with the technique, then check out this deep dive video here on how to fix them.